This is decentralized nutritional science in the frame, lens, and context of structural inaccessibility. This entire video presentation series will be split into mainly two separate videos. The first of which, that is this video, will be talking about the how, the where, and when aspects of planning out, what to look for, how to identify, and as well as where and when should we actually be planning our food and grocery shopping opportunities, and also many other topics, such as also in which we're going to be reserved that for another continuing video. As part of this video presentation series will be the special section on the etiquettes, the sociological awareness that we need to be mindful of, as well as to be courteous of, because once again, this concept initiative discusses many things about nutritional science that may yet also be, needless to say, quite controversial in many people whom are not aware to such involuntary hardships, where such an experience may one day be imposed upon them sooner or later. However, as with all things, of course, there's going to be quite a few substantial list of disclaimers. However, in order for this author to actually keep this presentation both concise and relevant and straight and objectively to the point, such discussion of disclaimers shall only be scheduled for yet another video YouTube upload as a postscript discussion and disclosure. So please stay tuned for that next postscript session. So we'll begin with the when aspect. When and how should we best prepare ourselves to scout around for these opportunities? Long story short, make a mental note of these three timing categories. First of which, very early mornings. Second, late afternoons, mid to late afternoons. And then third and lastly, anywhere between 15 to no more than 30 minutes before the closure of business hours for the day. We're gonna go through those one by one. Early mornings. This can be defined to anywhere between, say, no further than 30 to 45 minutes, but no sooner than when, as soon as the store opens. There is one thing that we need to keep in mind, as such that we need to maintain our sense of courtesy, as such that, and also given times that we are living in a pandemic, we have to obviously allow all the staff members to be able to timely put everything together, the remaining goods and or food in their respective order. And this will, of course, be taking some time. So next thing is the afternoon section, which takes place anywhere between 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Although ideally no more than 4:30 p.m. This is where we can actually take our time a little bit longer, because there is still an ample amount of time. During later afternoons is where most likely the remaining goods, both the short-dated as well as the semi-expired goods, including coffee beans, have already been finished to be put onto display. So hence, all that matters is just for us trying to take a mental note and analyze what opportunities there are available. This will be very much the last chance before the staff of any large franchises may decide to forfeit the entire stock of almost all categories. That is, irrespective of dairy products, meat producers, including organic meats. That's one thing to keep in mind, as well as any semi-perishable condiments, and as well as dry goods, including that of coffee beans and any other dry consumables or non-perishable products. The only disadvantage, however, when it comes to making a visit throughout this soon to close business hours is, once again, we only have so few of a time. So hence, we need to be mindful and to remain courteous to go in and get out in a relatively quick manner of time. Next, we shall describe and elaborate the how and where these goods and or semi-expired opportunities are being displayed and or bundled together. These are the various general noteworthy considerations. Dairy products, meat products, and lastly, other semi-perishable goods and foods, as well as dry food products. We're going to go through this once again, one category at a time. First of which, dairy products. Dairy products, which includes not just milk, but sour creams, yogurts, and the like. This can be quite easy to find, although depending on the store layout, as such that most of the short-dated dairy products can be found sitting next to the other within-date section. They are also conveniently labeled for quick sales and or markdown pricing quite clearly on the labeling. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Where are these dairy products are located? Once again, as mentioned earlier, they are usually combined with the rest of the ones that are still within date and still good to consume expiry window. But if that is not the case, usually they are actually combined with other semi-perishable meat products and or goods, but still along the same refrigerated line and or chilled section and or the refrigerated section. But usually they're bundled together with other higher carbohydrate content dairy products such as custard and or flavored creams, as well as other flavored milks, for instance. That is usually where they can be found as an alternate location. Long story short, when it comes to meat products, they usually can be found alongside where, once again, just like dairy products, next to or within the same vicinity as the ones that are within date or within good expiry. If not, once again, we have to scout around in such a manner that there may yet be yet another section, secluded area, small section, whereby these meat products, various cuts of meat, as well as meats, and also seafood products, packaged seafood products. They may not be entirely fresh though, so that's one thing to keep in mind. But prepackaged seafood products are bundled together usually in one location. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And lastly, dry goods, semi-perishables, and condiments. This can be quite tricky to locate and to scout because some stores and or management policies may differ from time to time and from season to season. This dry goods and food section may yet be not hidden away, but usually located on the corner sides or somewhere at the back sides of the store layout. Once again, this is quite subjective because each store's layout vary when it comes to their management policies and procedures and the like. So hence, that's one thing to keep in mind. This author may only speculate that one such reason as to why these dry goods and food section are being situated away from the initial point from the initial line of sight is due to their overall presentation, as such that more often than not, customers don't actually like to see products that are jumbled all together in a confusing mess. So hence, there is one speculative reason as to why these dry goods section, including that as semi-perishable condiments, are usually situated as far away from the entrance and or the initial line of sight. Avoid going to your nearest large supermarket franchise household brand stores. Such pricing on their fruits and vegetables are usually unjustified, and that the qualities may easily be found elsewhere, that is within independent local grocery stores, franchises, and farmer fresh vegetable fruit markets and the like. And thankfully, such is easily found next to or within the vicinity of the same shopping centers where the next two large grocery household brand names are located throughout Australia. However, one thing to keep in mind when it comes to fruits and vegetables is to know whether they are actually safe to consume by their visual signs and appearances. And this is one of the many reasons why that many audiences and customers may not like the sight of those water-heavy vegetables and fruits. They may already be showing signs of leakage, and indeed, those may actually pose some signs of concern. Please consider viewing the 3-part extended feature presentation series on the sharing of pragmatic guidelines as well as detailed research surrounding what to avoid and what signs to look out for when it comes to handling and consuming these short-rated food products, especially amongst that as fruits and or vegetables. So that concludes the very first of the 2 feature part presentation series. Again, the many themes that this concept initiative would like to discuss upon is, of course, not for everybody and not for everyone else's circumstances. However, it attempts to collate together the missing lateral dialogues that is to do with inaccessibility and economics, and how decentralized nutritional science that is most often be discarded or dismissed or discounted upon as being nothing more but controversial, nevertheless remains an objective, useful purpose should and if structural inaccessibility and or other conditions is being imposed upon the individual. This author would like to express once again his most sincere gratitude for you, prospective readers, to nevertheless invite yourself into the lateral dialogues. Please stay tuned for the next and last part of this feature presentation. Leave it forward, and thank you for watching.